VOQALS Vocabulary Quadrant and Innovation to Increase Academic Performance in Science. An action research of Ms. Cherry Lynn V. Matias, Ms. Carla Mari P. Pagara and Mr. Dexter C. Mar of Maragondon National High School. Teachers struggle in providing opportunities for learners to be active and participating in classroom discussions because a lot of them cannot relate to the lessons because they don't understand the scientific terms. Therefore, different strategies and techniques are applied by the teachers in a classroom setup to help improve the comprehension of the learners. Reading without comprehension is like hearing without listening, since learning is not achieved. According to Spencer, Goldstein, and Sherman, 2013, there is a strong link between vocabulary and comprehension, therefore those with a limited vocabulary have a hard time understanding written information. This straightforward method considerably and quickly improved the performance of low-literacy science students. Marwick, 2020. According to Cohen, 2012, students may better understand and communicate by using the right language with a strong vocabulary focus, and the use of images makes learning enjoyable. In the study of Matias, 2022, the vocabulary quadrant is a language strategy that was utilized in teaching science and was proven effective to increase the academic performance of grade 10 students. Based on the quarterly report of passed and failed of Maragondon National High School for the school year 2021 to 2022 in science, there are identified students with a final grade of 75 to 79, which falls under fairly satisfactory. Learners with low final grades, 75 to 79, in science in all grade levels in school year 2021 to 2022 were selected as participants of the study. They were given parental consent and assent form, and those returned and agreed are the final participants. The sampling technique used is purposive. The results of the pretest and posttest were utilized to determine the effectiveness of the vocabulary quadrant as a language strategy. The pretest and posttest were validated by the head teacher of the science department. The participants took the pretest and posttest, and the results were validated and utilized as a basis for comparison. This study used pair t-test to determine if there is a difference between the means of the two samples. The pretest and posttest were compared through this method. The mean and standard deviation were calculated. The mean of the pretest 5.20 and standard deviation of 2.28, and the mean of the posttest 9.83 and standard deviation of 3.44 shows significant difference between the pretest and posttest, since the computed p-value, 1.8745e-10, was less than 0.05. This indicates that there is an improvement in the academic performance of the learners after the vocabulary quadrant was utilized in science class. This determined the efficacy of the vocabulary quadrant as a language strategy and as an enrichment tool that helps the learner to have an improved comprehension of science lessons. Results of the study indicated that there is an improvement in the grade academic performance of the learners after the use of the vocabulary quadrant. The study proves that comprehension of scientific terms can improve scientific literacy and can also develop skills in science. With the continuous utilization of the vocabulary quadrant from the first quarter until the fourth quarter, an increase in academic performance is with high possibility. The use of the vocabulary quadrant helped learners have a deeper understanding of the terms mentioned in the lessons and connect them to concepts. It also helps them improve their academic performance, which implies the efficacy of the said tool and strategy. Currently, the vocabulary quadrant is utilized in Maragondon National High School in all learning areas as a vocabulary development and enrichment tool. It can also be used by other schools as a language approach and enrichment tool to increase the academic performance of the learners and have improved vocabulary skills in all subjects.